Customer service skills is the topic chosen for today's discussion. Of course, this topic has not been covered in the curriculum of our MBA program, but we selected this topic as it is highly relevant in the present day's business scenario. This topic, of course, is useful for all MBA students of our university, but this session is more relevant for the students who opted for marketing management specialization in final year. Professor Venkaya is here to enlighten us various aspects relating to customer service skills. Professor Venkaya, he is senior professor in the Department of Business Management of our university. So, I welcome you, sir, for today's session, Professor Venkaya. So, before actually going into the details of what are the various skills to be possessed by the staff, shall I request you to explain about the concept of customer service and its importance in the business situation?
Customer service is a function of an organization as to how well it can meet the customer's needs and expectations consistently and constantly. All of us know that customer service is very important today because of severe competition. The competition, which is the result of globalization and privatization, led the marketers to do a much more superior job than their competitors. And in this process, customer service is one of the important elements of marketing strategy, and customer service helps the marketers to have a competitive edge over the counterparts. Customer service is an organizational philosophy. All the staff of the organization, all the departments of the organization are to provide customer service support, and it encompasses the entire process of marketing. Devoid of customer service, it is difficult to have customer relationship and to have loyal customers. To retain the customers in this competitive world, customer service is considered as an important strategy. For this purpose, we may say that customer service is a skill, it is a constant process, it is a strategy, and it delights the customer. It is totally a function of the organization and not a function of any single department. Now, we cannot think of an organization which can successfully market its product or service, be it an industrial product or a consumer product or a service product. There is an important need to recognize that customer service is very essential for succeeding in the business, particularly to sustain the competitive edge and to stay in the business in the long run.
Satisfying the needs and requirements is the most important task or duty of the organizations.
Yes.
So, unless the needs and requirements are satisfied completely, it is highly difficult to retain the customer. So, when actually you can say that a customer is totally satisfied?
Customer satisfaction refers to the satisfaction that a marketer gives, an organization gives through its product or service to the customer to satisfy the felt needs of the customer, the stated needs of the customer. For that matter, the whole marketing function centers around this concept of customer satisfaction. Marketing function is said to be existing in an organization when there is customer satisfaction, when there are sales which are profitable to the organization, when the marketing function is integrated with all the other functions of the business. If these three characteristics are fulfilled, it is said that it is a marketing wise successful organization, and we say that marketing concept and marketing philosophy is followed by the company. Now, customer satisfaction is that which the customer feels happy about buying a product or availing the service of a company.
while responding to the first question, you said that today's customers are delighted customers. So, delighted customer and satisfied customer, both one and the same, or delighted customer is someone different?
In fact, delighted customers is the word that the companies, the corporate sector people are using widely these days. Till recent it was customer satisfaction. Now it is replaced by the word, the term customer satisfaction is replaced by customer delightedness. The companies say that we have delighted customers. What do we mean by this? A delighted customer is the one whose unstated needs are met by the companies. That it means the companies anticipate the need of the customer, identifies the unstated, unrecognized need of the customer, and then satisfies that need. So, customer satisfaction may be stated to be the expected needs, and the unexpected needs being fulfilled by the organization is known as customer delightedness. For example, an air passenger leaves his wallet in the air seat, and then he makes a complaint at the next destination saying that he lost his wallet. Normally the customer feels that his wallet is gone. There is a much less scope to get it back. When he makes a complaint with the ground staff, how the ground staff received him, how they responded, how is their behavior towards the customer, how responsive their behavior is, and what kind of positive attitude they express to the customer. This is important. Second thing is that we will try to get the wallet and see that it is sent to you, sir, at the next destination. Yes. Then receiving that at the next destination by the customer is may be stated as customer satisfaction.
Okay.
But sending it through a person to the residence of the passenger and seeing that the wallet is sent to the house is delightedness.
Okay.
In other words, to surprise the customer with additional service, to satisfy the customer to such an extent that the customer does himself not expect that such a kind of service is provided by the staff. This is what is called customer delightedness. In other words, customer delightedness is surprising the customers by meeting the unexpected and unanticipated needs of the customers.
Okay. So, today actually another buzz term which normally we are coming across is customer relationship management. Both CRM and customer service, are they one and the same, or is there any difference between these two concepts?
Customer service is an important element in customer relationship management.
Okay.
Till recent we have been talking about transactional marketing, where the moment transaction is over, the company does not need much to interact with, to continuously maintain relationship with the customers. It is recognized now that retention of customers is very important a function, because creating a new customer, adding a new customer is 5 to 6 times higher in terms of the cost to the company than retaining the customer, and hence all the organizations are now in the direction of retaining the customers and building loyal customers, maintaining seamless relationship with the customers. That transactional marketing is now replaced by relationship marketing. Relationship marketing is that where once you come into contact with a customer, you would like to sustain the relationship in the long run and keep on communicating. Say for example, informing about the new products, informing about the new benefits of the existing product, and informing about the schemes or offers that the company has towards the customers, and continuously communicating with the customer and maintaining the list of the customers with them, and keeping on communicating and maintaining relations, seamless relationship in the long run.
Professor Venkaiah, Normally the customers may have some expectations, maybe about the quality of the product or service which he is going to buy, about the price of the product, and also about the place actually from where he is going to get the product and all those things. What are the other expectations the customers may have? Will you please enlighten us regarding this?
Well, to build loyal customers, there is an effort required on the part of the company. It is a long run effort, and once you build the loyalty, it is very difficult to switch the loyalty for the customer from your own company's product or brand. This is possible only when certain expectations of the customers are met. There are several expectations, but we can group them into 6 important expectations. Number 1 is that customers expect solid information, that is the total information about the product, its functional attributes, its price and other associated benefits. This information must be complete, and all the information must be informed to the customers about the product that you market. That is number 1.
Complete and also accurate information.
Yes. Number 2 is that customer expects options. If there is only one product or one service product that the customer is asked to take, it is difficult for the customer, and it is this strategy of market segmentation that we adopt these days, that everything to everybody.
Yes.
That is what is market segmentation, that we have a package, we have a product, we have a suitable product to every category of customers, and hence there must be options. The customer must be given option to choose from more than one alternative. The third expectation is single source service. It is not desirable for any company to make the customer go round for the service, and the entire service must be made available at one place, and single service source. This is very important. This is the expectations. For example, if he goes to dealer, he cannot say you ask the manufacturer. The dealer must be able to solve the problem, and once, for example, a car marketer must see that all the services are provided by the dealer as far as possible. This is what is called single service source.
Okay.
That is the third important expectation. The fourth one is superior communication. It means that the marketer should keep on communicating, continuous communication about the company. This is very important. The first one is information about the product or the service.
That is the best information.
Yeah, this is a continuous service, that the customer must be informed that look, we remember you, we have concern for you, we are there to meet your needs. This is the kind of communication, and you know many even retail outlets these days keep sending birthday greetings,
Yes.
marriage anniversary greetings and Diwali greetings, New Year greetings, like that. This is why
Maintaining
continuing relationship, that the customer will not forget about the company. In fact, this builds a positive image for the company. Corporate image will be very positive in the minds of the customers. That is the fourth important expectation. The fifth one is consulting. Once you, particularly this consulting is applicable to services and industrial products. For example, you supplied a capital good to a particular manufacturing enterprise, then it is the responsibility of the marketer to find out how the particular machine is working. Is it meeting the expectations of the customer? Are there any problems? This kind of what is called consulting, asking from the company side the requirements of the customer and finding out if there is any difficulty and solving the problem of the customer much before customer identifies the problem and approaches the marketer. This is what is called consulting. This is another important expectation. The sixth expectation is seamless relationship, that is constant long run relationship with the customers. This is what is called customer relationship management. We said that transactional marketing is replaced by relationship marketing. This is nothing but maintaining a continuous relationship with the customers to have a competitive edge and to have loyal customers and to retain the customers, and also to build market and improve the sales volume for our new products from time to time. This is the sixth expectation, that is relationship.
Seamless relationship.
Yeah. These are the 6 expectations we may say that help the marketer to develop loyal customers and to build corporate image, and also to see that the customers are always delighted.
Now, while actually responding to one of my earlier questions, Professor Venkaya, you said that offering better service to the customer is not only the job of a particular department, maybe marketing department or some other department, it is the job of the entire organization. And we all know that to offer better services, certain special skills need to be possessed by the staff or employees or person, whoever it may be. So, will you please now explain us what are the service skills need to be possessed by the staff of the organization?
The important skills that the service personnel, or I would say some traits of the service personnel include: the number 1 is service with smile, a smiling face, a pleasant welcome, and always cheerful towards the customer in receiving a complaint, in responding to a query, or in providing information. What is required is a smiling face, that is number 1. Number 2 is a pleasant voice. You see, the way the same statement can be made with different expressions: pleasant voice, a cool voice, an acceptable and a palatable voice. This is the second important thing, that how you handle your customer, how you talk, even over phone when you talk, over the counter when customers come, the way you talk and the kind of voice you use. Some voice is very irritating to the customer and some voice is very acceptable and pleasant to the customer. A pleasant voice is to be used. That is the second important thing. Third important is listening skills. Always when a customer approaches a service person in a marketing organization, he must first listen to the complaint, he must listen to the problem. Listen, listen and listen. This is the mantra of customer service. And while listening, you must listen carefully the total text of the talk. You must be able to interpret it in the manner customer wants. You must be able to evaluate the point expressed by the customer, and you must be able to solve the problem. You must be able to see that you serve him with positive outlook. That is important. So, listening skill is the third important. The fourth one is empathy. What is this empathy? Empathy is placing yourself in the situation of the customer. Customer comes with a problem, with a dissatisfaction, that he spent a few thousands and he is not able to get the satisfaction from the product. Product is not functional, product is not qualitatively acceptable to him. Then what is important is that if you are in the place of the customer, what do you do? So, going to the shoes of the customer or placing yourself in the situation of the customer and reacting in such a way that the customer is understood totally and the customer is helped out of his problem. That is empathy. Next important skill is assertiveness. You may get a doubt, assertiveness is dangerous, but assertiveness is essential. But positive assertiveness, what I mean is positive assertiveness. Positive assertiveness means correctly identifying the problem what can be done optimally to help the customer. If there is a need to say that it is difficult to attend to a particular problem, you can say it in such a way that it is acceptable. That is what is called positive assertiveness. You can say in a polite way, but in a firm way. That is important.
The
This is-
phrases
Yeah.
one should use.
Yes, the
While
phrases, the
responding to the
language
customer,
one
the
should use,
language.
the kind of expression, etc.
And also I think body language also will comes into picture
Body
here.
language when you see the person,
Yes,
and over the phone also.
yes.
Over the phone also, you can say firmly, but in a very polite, very acceptable way to the customer. And the last one is problem solving skills. Sometimes the problem could be solved by the service person himself or herself. Sometimes it may not be possible at that level, but he can handle the problem and say that I will get back to you after I consult my manager. This kind of approach, where it is possible to solve a problem, it should be done at that level. Where it is not possible to handle the problem at that level, he must see that the customer is happy, thinking that his problem will be solved certainly. The way that the service person handles,
That sort of
that
confidence
gives
should be
confidence, that gives confidence to the
Confidence should be
customer.
created in customers.
Yes, that is the kind of problem solving skill that he requires.
So, totally 6 type of skills to be possessed by the staff of an organization: receiving the customers with a smile, with a pleasant voice while responding to them,
Yes.
and first of all listening to the problem of the customer continuously and understanding the situation, empathize with the customer, responding to him with assertiveness and solving the problem.
Yeah, positive assertiveness.
Positive assertiveness. So, these are the 6 basic skills or core skills to be possessed by the staff of an organization to serve the customer in a better way. So, in addition to these skills, I think the attitude of the staff of an organization should also be positive while responding to the needs and requirements of the customers. Will you please throw some light on the importance of the attitude of the staff?
Service personnel need to have certain qualities or personality traits. Of all the qualities or traits, one important aspect is positive attitude. This positive attitude, if one possesses, he will be a great asset to the organization. And hence, when the marketing organization recruits particularly service personnel, sales personnel, service personnel, they look for the positive attitude of the individuals, and it is 70 to 80% of the attitude and 20 to 30% of training that helps the service personnel to be excellent in delivering the service, in handling people, in satisfying the customers. And hence, for service personnel, one important element that is core is positive attitude. Then what is positive attitude? Positive attitude is a helpful state of mind to analyze a situation, to understand a situation, to evaluate a situation, and to help and solve the problem from the point of view of the customer. This helpful state of mind helps the situation to come out of the problem, and any problem can be solved. That is the positive attitude. There is what is called it is difficult, it is not possible, or not there in the dictionary of persons having positive attitude. Even if it is not possible to solve a problem, the way the situation is handled reflects that as if the problem is solved, and the customer is made to convince that okay, it is all right, the problem is such that they cannot help.
Whether the problem is solved or not, first of all the way in which the personnel working in the department, they receive the complaint of the customer.
Yes.
The way in which actually they treat the problem,
Yes.
all those
The
things.
first thing is that it must be a helping hand from the company.
Attitude,
The
helping
company
attitude.
people should try to help. They must have a positive outlook to solve the problem. If there is any problem in solving such an issue, they can have a discourse, a dialogue with the customers in such a way that they can handle the customers in a satisfactory manner. You have to accept that customer is sovereign, customer is the king, and customer is the business, and customer gives you the profit. With this philosophy, you must say that customer is always right, and you cannot afford to dissatisfy a customer. Maybe that we take the quotation of Mahatma Gandhi ji, which is relevant all the times to come. Let me quote: "A customer is the most important visitor on our premises. He is not dependent on us. We are dependent on him. He is not an interruption on our work. He is the purpose of it. He is not an outsider on our business. He is part of it. We are not doing him a favor by serving him. He is doing us a favor by giving us an opportunity to do so." Hence, I believe that what Mahatma Gandhi ji said through this quotation is relevant and apt for all the businesses serving the cause of customer satisfaction, and customer service function is incomplete if one does not observe this philosophy expressed through this quotation.
So, thank you very much, Professor Venkaiah. If there is no customer, no business, no organizations, nothing. So, the organizations which can serve the customers in a better way, in an effective way, can exist for a long time in the organizations, can have competitive advantage over other organizations. And to serve the customers in a better way, the staff of an organization should possess various skills like receiving the customers with smile, responding to them with a pleasant voice, listening to the problems of an individual, of the customers, solving the problems, empathize with the customers, and responding to the needs and requirements or the questions or the queries of the customers with a positive assertiveness. Beyond all these things, the attitude of the staff of an organization will be an additional advantage. That is, the employees with positive attitude will definitely help the organizations to solve the problems of a customers in a more pleasant way. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.